Well, look what we have on the workbench today. It's the F1 display truck with Audi F1 Race Car by Lego City. And this is from the Formula 1 edition. Set number 60493. Contains 508 pieces. Retails for $44.99. The set was provided by the Lego Group for early review. Thank you, Lego. So yeah, looks like we got ourselves a race car here. And looks like a flatbed semi. And looks like we get a few minifigures with this. Looks like we got the Three Stooges on top. Oh, I got a tire. I'm hoping all the graphics on this one are printed. Here's the back of the box. And I'm not really familiar with F1, let alone am I interested in the theme, but it's here, so we're going to review it. So it looks like this bed just pops out or swings back and we can unload the car. That's unusual. I've never seen that before. And there's the Audi and the semi. And just by first impressions, if you're into this theme, this looks pretty interesting. Even the box art is catching my attention. Alright, let's crack this open and see what we have inside here. And you may hear some background noise. I have the window open because it's in the 70s today and it's nice and cool outside. This is even better. And we got some building guides hidden in there. This box is packed rather sloppy. I think I got everything out of there. And let's take a look and see what we have here. I'm hoping this is a build together. So there's booklet number 1. And okay, I don't think the parts list is in there. Okay, let's see what kind of bags we get. Now that's the most important. And the whole intent of these unboxings is to see exactly what we get in a pack and that kind of thing. Well, I don't think this is going to be a group build by any means, but there's the flatbed. Not too bad at all. Now, does it come with the brick separator? Let's take a look here. I mean, some people want to know if it does. Even I'm like that. And no, it doesn't. I don't think there's any more pages here. No. So yeah, that's what we get. No brick separator with it for those who want to know, but there's your parts list. And yeah, it doesn't look all that bad. I think I can survive through this one. There's only 5 bags. Disclaimer, this is merely my notes for the review, so these are not to be considered or construed as professional product review, how-tos, or tutorials. This is just merely my thoughts and opinions on the set. That means that, you know, just what I say on my mind. Lego doesn't pay me to say anything, so whatever I say in here is of my choosing. In addition to this, I will be making mistakes throughout the video, not intentionally, so just watch the content all the way through. And there should be 1 or 2 build installments. I don't know how we're going to break this down here. We'll take a look at that here in a second. And in addition to that, I'm trying to think of anything else. Usually the disclaimer involves something else. Yeah, constructive criticism is welcome, but just kind of keep it down to a roar, name calling, bullying, stuff like that. It's not cool. You don't want to do that because I've been known to block, so we don't want to get into that one there. But yeah, so this is pretty much what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so how I'm thinking about doing this is bag 1 does that. So at least we have the booklets labeling what bags do what. So I think we're going to do bags 1, 2, and 3 in this installment here. Don't worry, I've already got that scanned, so you don't have to worry about that. It'll save you some time there. And then I'll just do bags 4 and 5 in the review in the latter installment. Somebody did ask, why don't I just do 1 bag at a time? I don't want to drag these out. I wish I could, but no, I'm way behind on reviews right now. And yeah, so no brick separator. We got 5 bags full of fun and enjoyment. And I think this set is not something I'm interested in, but I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. And I got everything set up ready to go here. So that must mean we're going to have extra problems. I got memory cards cleaned off. So yeah, let's begin here. Let's build it, starting with bag 1. And yeah, and so it begins. Today is the 6th of March 2026, so we're getting close to St. Patrick's Day and all that. Well, I don't know if there was stickers, but I think everything in this thing is printed. That's going to make this really high-end. Oh, and I forgot to mention this in the disclaimer, though. All sets do start off at a 10, and we chip off as we go due to build quality and stuff like that. So it just depends on how the build is laid out. We don't know yet. I can't tell you how good the set's going to be or how bad it is because I haven't done anything yet, right? That wouldn't be fair. So we're going to start on it right now here. And hopefully we don't have any scratch parts. Probably will. So we're going to start with our minifigure. Move that lamp out of the way. I don't want to be knocking my noggin. And yeah, so I got a tutorial that I'm working on right now, and it's a tutorial that's really good. I've been working on it for the last year or so. And it's not a big tutorial, but it's something I've been wanting to work on. So you will be in luck. There will be a new tutorial. Well, for my memberships anyways, but that will be released to everybody else later on. But I've been really just been busy with stuff. Put the minifigure together here, then we'll get on to the rest of it. I've just been busy with work, chores, more work, and even more chores, which is not too fun. So you know how that goes. And he's got a single-sided head. Yeah, it took me a while to clean off all the memory cards just to get going on this here, but so here's our, I think, a race car driver. Not too bad. And that's even printed too on the helmet. At least we don't have to fight with a sticker on that one there. Okay, now we're going to be working on, I think, the race car. Alright. I like this stuff printed. You know, it always makes the set feel more high-end, and we're still at a 10. You know, we're still doing good. Don't roll off, Mr. Tire. I got a comment. You know, some of the people said, why don't more ambassadors do this? Why don't more ambassadors sit down and actually build this stuff? I don't know. I don't even know why. Some just want to do this, get it done, and I'm just thinking, if you're going to build it at normal speed, why don't you just talk about stories or something, you know? I mean, just have a little fun with it. And I'm trying to find a, well, it's not a Technic brick, it's this thing. These come in handy, so hold on to those, Jay. My stomach's kind of growling today. Everybody went out for lunch. I didn't want to go out for lunch. I was in one of my bad moods, and I didn't want to just spoil it. And boy, that kind of started up a fight. Because I've been gone all week. I haven't had a chance to really have any time for me. And it was nice to have the place to myself for once and just kind of relax. And just been kind of chilling along, just doing a little bit here and there. And including this one, I only got 14 more sets to film. You know, and they're only going to get bigger as they go. I'm just kind of going down the list here and just hitting a little bit of everything. So I'm going to do this one here. I'm going to do a friend set. I still got 5 or 6 more friend sets. I have 2 city sets I got to get done. So I'm way back from when I got sets back in December. So I'm slowly getting to it. Lego has been socking me hard with sets, and that's even printed there too. Oh, this is really high-end Lego. We really are spending the time on this one here. And I've just really been busy. You know what I forgot to do, folks? Get the timer out. I'll have to do that when I get done with the race car. But I've been trying to gather my thoughts. I got to deal with the DMV still. That is coming up in a few days. Oh no, I got to deal with that miserable place. But it depends. If I get good news or bad news, I will have some stories, because places like that always have stories. I can already smell the bad body odor in there and the bad attitudes. So, you know, yeah, I have a bad attitude today. I just didn't want to deal with anybody. And so far, that's your chassis, and we're doing pretty good so far. And I don't know, really. I just don't know. That's if I can get that on there. I think that goes on there like that. Okay, now we are going to continue on. Sorry, I had to get up and check something. Right now, I have been hitting videos hard left and right. I have been trying to get a bunch of reviews done. I am editing things. But this tutorial that I'm working on is pretty good, actually. I just got to get to it. And we're talking about just getting it done so I can share my ideas with you guys and gals. And speaking of sharing ideas, I've been working a little bit more on that little VTuber guide. It's going to go here in the corner. It's very slow progress, but it's a learning curve for me. It goes like that. Okay. And yeah, it's just something I've been kind of tinkering with. Now it looks like we're doing the front axle here. So I've been tinkering with that. I've been messing around with it in Photoshop. I'm learning a lot of stuff, pretty much a crash course on it. So yeah, I've been just playing around with that stuff. So and there's a software I found out I could download for free. It doesn't have ads or anything. That does 3D models, which is called Vroid. They're not sponsoring it or anything like that. It's just it's free software at the filming of this video, and pretty much, and that's what it is. What it is like a 3D thing that you can make anime figures in there, and it's got a learning curve even for me. So I've been kind of just doodling around with it, trying to make an anime figure that would fit the personality of this channel, but the hair is the hardest thing, so I'm going to have to really practice on it. So Jay is still a long ways away from actually doing that. All right, but at least I'm doing something. So I'm learning how to do that. It's a learning curve for me. I've been messing around with Blender and stuff, but I thought, oh, this is taking a long time. And some of these guys are charging commission for projects, but we're talking literally like thousands of dollars to do something, to write one up. Just, it depends if it's in Blender or in another software that's not free. But I really, just for an experiment that I don't know if I'm going to stick with it, I don't want to pay somebody money just to test it out. I may just make a crude one and stick it in the corner and see how well it works. Unfortunately, with VTuber software, I actually have to look at the camera, so that means I would have to film myself working on this here. And that would be a little bit of a challenge. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet. So I'm going to see how I can get it done here. I may just use it for scripting or something, like putting my own personality in there. I don't know yet, but I think it'd be cool just to have you, instead of just me, because I'm over here, we're not even using this side of the screen anyways, and it's only going to be about right about there. It's going to take that much of a corner, maybe 1/8 of the screen, I don't know. But I'm thinking of just doing something, I think it'd just be fun, just something to kind of mess around with and such. Alright, well there should be something in there. Let's make sure. Did I forget anything? Yes, I did. Okay, now I know. Whoopsie, almost forgot that. Yeah, watch the video all the way through. Because I do make mistakes on these, not intentionally though. Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yes, I got my glasses in. They're ready to go. I already picked them up. Oh, this is a nice little control panel. Printed. I can always use printed stuff. And yeah, so all I gotta do now is take my stuff down to the DMV, deal with those knuckleheads, and then come back with hopefully some juicy stories. Okay, now it looks like we're doing the sides of the car. But I think these are mirrored, so I'm going to go ahead and just prepare them now. Yeah, so I have a lot of things going on, but nothing fun. Birthday's coming up. And I'm going to be working that day, so that's not too fun, but you know. It's not the decade mark, so it's not a big deal. Everybody wants a beer bust, which I'm not really wanting to do. I kind of wanted to go down to like to a fun park or something, but my bunch is not into that type of thing. Oops, that just fell off. Lego, this is getting pretty brittle here. Yeah, okay. I think a 9.5. The quality on that is just kind of lacking. Careful pressing that on there. But I think what I'm going to do, though, on my birthday is just work 8 hours, come home, and go to bed. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. My employees usually like surprising me with a birthday bash or something. Something I kind of started up with a few years ago. When I got bailed on my birthday, work was probably the only thing that was keeping me sane at the time. So, yeah. So, I remember one time I was at work, and when I turned 40, they had my cubicle all decorated with Pokemon. Oh man, that was really funny. And sometimes my employees can be really surprising. They're like, oh my goodness, they even had me a cake with Pokemon. And then when I came home, it was like, oh, happy birthday. Oh, thanks. And my family, they were just here for a few minutes because I was at work. They wanted me to sit at home all day. And so they handed me my gifts and just left. I said, okay. But I had a good time at work. Matter of fact, we had that, what was that? Go Dance Dance or Dance Dance Go, that thing you'd have on the PlayStation that you would dance on a pad or something. Yeah, we had that at work, and let's just say that was not a very pleasant experience. Oh man, I really messed that up, but that was fun though. On my 40th, I wanted to go to Legoland, but nobody wanted to go, so we just kind of left it at that. What is this, the thing to, is that for the extra Wi-Fi signal? Oh, I see. Okay, you gotta bend that really harsh. Like that. Now, also, you can warm that up, too. I don't like the way that looks, but that's what they wanted. Yeah, well... Oh, and it goes down. Oh, boy, that's what it's supposed to do. The seat belt. Okay, tires. Oh, I like these. Those are printed, too. So, I mean... I know some people say you shouldn't make a big deal about your birthday, but you got to have at least one day for yourself. I'll get into more of the dramatics of that here in the next part of this. But back to the set. Everything's printed on here. I'm not interested in a set like this by any means. But no stickers to fuss with, and everything's printed. This is what we have remaining here for bag 1. And honestly, though, It's scaled for minifigures, and it's printed. This feels like a high-end model. Despite these falling off here, I don't feel like this is cheap. This feels like a very good high-end build because it's printed. It's just like Lego took a lot of time in putting this together. And yeah, so you put your minifigure in there, but we're not going to put them in there right now because I haven't done the tour yet. But that concludes booklet 1, and yeah, so far it's keeping my interest. Okay, now we're going to move on to bag 2 and booklet 2. And so far the parts have been pretty moderate. There hasn't been any just small pieces or just large pieces. It's a little bit of everything. This is for 7 years of age and up, so yeah, I mean, who wants to mess with stickers? I see a piece I want. We'll get to that. Oh, you're almost hiding in the bag. I caught you. Okay. And then now, let's see what we have here. Yeah. I need that wig in medium nougat or sand yellow. Because I always wear my hair in a fade, and I need to find that wig, and I do not have it. It only comes in black and blonde. And yeah. So I can't have it all, right? Alright, oh, these I can always use. Remember that tour bus I built? I think these are the low profile ones. I think I used those. So yeah. Yeah, I got done with a few sets last week, and now I'm starting this one now. So there's this gentleman here. He's only got one-sided head, but it wouldn't look good with the fade. Or you can call it a high and tight. See? Yeah, I need to get that wig in that other color. I don't have long hair anymore. For those who've seen me back from 2010, yeah, I got rid of the shoulder length hair years ago. You know, it was time for me to grow up, you know, that kind of thing. Okay. Now we're going to be working on the semi. And yeah, back to the story though, about, you know, birthdays and stuff. I've always wanted to go to Legoland and just try to find, you know, rustle up some friends that want to go with me would be kind of cool. Unless it's a place that heavily serves liquor, yeah, most are not interested in it. So I was talking about Legoland when I was getting ready to turn 40, and I thought, okay, you know, this is something I'll just, you know, a gift to myself is to buy a set of tickets. Have the family go with me. And that kind of fell through. Well, we don't need that piece, that's too big. And sorry, I was looking out the window there. I was talking about Legoland and stuff, and my bunch did not want to go and do any of that, which is kind of sad. And I thought, okay, because I had the tickets 2 months in advance. I thought, okay, you know, I'm sure everybody's going to be able to take some time off. That gives them plenty of time. Now, at that time, my girlfriend had to work, so I knew she wouldn't be able to go, but she was going to try to take time off. Try to get my parents to go, even my nephew to go, and he just did not want to have nothing to do with it. And by the time it was like 2 weeks before my B-Day, and I thought, okay, well, if no one's going to go, I got still a little bit more of a chance to persuade everybody. That didn't work out very well. So I just gave the tickets up. Sold a colleague at work, and then that's it. That was my Lego trip, was sitting and working, you know. And yeah, that was not too fun. but I survived, you know. So what did I do on my 40th birthday? I sat and worked. And when I got home, happy birthday. Oh, thank you. Oh, we're going to go. I said, you going so soon? I said, just got home from work. Oh, yeah, but we weren't going to wait around all day for you to get home. Well, I'm sorry. I was going to go out of town. I just kind of said, I'm sorry. I was going to go out of town, but you guys weren't interested, and I kind of started a little heated argument, and I said, I'll never ask for anything fun again. And that's where we left it at. And that's when a couple of weeks ago, I ended up obtaining a set of tickets for, what was that fun park that I had, Universal Studios. Sounds like fun, right? Not to my bunch, so I just didn't bother with it. So that's my depressing birthday story. But at work, I had a lot of fun. So ever since we have this thing now. It says, on our form every year for evaluations, you know, it's a volunteer thing. Make my birthday a big deal. You fill it out and say, what would you like? Would you like to have a cake? Do you want your cubicle decorated? All that stuff, you know. So I'm the one that kind of started that whole gig up there. And not a lot of people sign up for it. I always do. Now I have an office, not a cubicle anymore, so that's pretty much what it is. So I just kind of left it at that. Makes it really fun. And basically what it is, the employees can like say, hey, I'd like to have my cubicle decorated. Yeah, maybe a cake, you know. There's a few other than myself that, you know, families don't make a big deal out of birthdays, but, you know, sometimes it's nice to have a day for yourself. So at work, we usually just do a little work, and we have fun throughout the day, and that's what it is, you know. I'm that kind of boss. I mean, you got to make work fun for people to really have fun at work and make it more like a vacation. And yeah, I always get a lot of positive responses about that. And if you don't want to participate, you don't have to. I have some employees that don't want to do that. To them, it's not a big deal. So it's like, well, okay, you know. So ever since I have that as the thing now, just for fun. If they don't want to do it, they don't have to do it. All right. And yeah, that pretty much there. Well, we're still working on the chassis. But, you know, I mean, just to have a little fun at work and make things not so dry and boring, you know, that kind of thing. We got to make 4 of these. Not too bad there, huh? And yeah, so far the set's keeping my interest. So for those who are wanting to know, I'm going to check back in here. Yeah, I'm not bored with it. This has got a nice, good color palette for it. And Lego City vehicles are pretty much built pretty robust. This one here with everything printed feels like a very high-end model. I don't feel like I'm being cheated out of anything. And now the sun is going down right now. And today's a Friday afternoon. When the sun goes down. Oh, that's a Sunday afternoon. Oh, that's, what is it, lighter shade of brown? Me and my rap and hip hop from the 90s, but hey, you know, can never outgrow that. Alright. Let's see here. We got a couple of these we got to put in here. So yeah, birthday should always be like a day just for yourself, you know. Some people don't want to do that. Some people go by themselves. So I don't know what I'm going to do on that day yet. I just know I'm not going to be spending it here. I got to work that day. But I have meetings that day, and family's been kind of hounding me to take off, and I said, well, what do we have anything planned? Oh, we were just thinking about just hanging around the house, and I just thought, no, I don't want to hang around the house. If I'm going to take time off, it's going to be away from the house, not sitting around it, but yeah, I just kind of left it at that. So I will be working like a workaholic and that kind of thing. But Yeah, so that was my depressing birthday story there. You know, I got to have one of those. I remember when I turned 30 though, I went to the beach and went surfing. It was like a surfing bonanza, which is cool, or an expedition, or not a sabbatical, but basically just lounge around and do nothing. What am I going to do for my 50th? I don't know yet. When that happens, what am I going to do? Well, I ain't going to be here, that's for sure. You know, even if it's just me, I don't know what day it falls on. I have to look. But yeah, not too bad. Okay. Let's see here. We got some studs in here in between all these. Yeah, so I did read a comment from one of you guys and gals that you like these style videos. I think we already talked about, though, the LAN members don't get into this, and I don't understand why. And, you know, I was thinking maybe it's the voice, because sometimes after a while when I'm editing my own videos, I'm tired of hearing my own voice. When I first started getting into this, I was not used to hearing myself. Now I hear myself all the time, so I've kind of grown used to it. You know, I get the questions. You know, don't you ever feel weird talking to yourself on these? Yeah, it sounds kind of weird. You know, I'm just sitting here talking to a camera. But, yeah, I mean, hey, it's something to do. That kind of thing. Alright, so we got to make some of these here. We got to make 2 of them, so let's prepare them now. But I mean, it's just, sometimes it does get to me to do these all the time, but you know, building stuff and sharing my ideas with you guys and gals, I always like doing. Do I like doing the reviews? Not really. So Lego's gotten away with doing review offers. Now these are just early offers now, because they found out people like myself, and I don't care to do reviews. I want to sit here and build with you. So that's what we're doing here. And, oh, they go behind here like this. Alright, so they go inside of here. Like that. Okay. Looks like we're putting in the part of the thing here. Looks like we're building more of a fire truck than anything else. Alright, so then we got to put some of these down here. I mean, red's a really good eye-catching color. If you ever build tutorials, red is a really good color. Oh, speaking of that, I'm starting to get caught up on tutorials now, since I'm not filming a whole lot of reviews anymore. So I'm trying to bring out more stuff for you guys and gals to build. And I noticed, like, since I've been doing the whole anime stuff, a lot of people are sharing their experiences on Blender and Vroid. It's free stuff. You know. So it kind of feels good just to give somebody, you know, give a little bit back to the community. Instead of making everything paid. Which is even better. So yeah, for those out there who spend their time making tutorials on how to use Photoshop and Blender and all that stuff, hey, it's a lifesaver. So when I'm making tutorials on Lego builds, because I can see that stuff through my mind, you know, now I feel more complete giving that knowledge back. Okay, so there we go there. My stomach is growling. Oh no. We're almost done with this bag too. Wow, 1x10, especially in gray, very rare. Hope I didn't mess up on this thing, huh? That wouldn't be fun, but no. Yeah, so glasses are here, everything's sharper. Like stuff like this, I can see fine. Glasses are really meant for long distance, and contacts are not a thing for me anymore. So I just maybe it's a good thing. So we're using the lamp holders here. Okay. So they use some of these quarter round tiles that are trans clear. Don't roll out of my hand. That's a naughty thing. Don't do that. And we got to make 2 of these like that. And these are the headlights that go on the front. Okay, so they sit like that. Well, that's kind of cool. Never thought about that in my vehicles. Hey, we're using the lamp holder for what it's intended for. Except I put mine on backwards. Whoopsie. So, yeah. Like that. I mean, that's pretty cool. For the headlights. Yeah, I'll have to snag that idea, huh? Take that and use that for myself. And then after that, we got to put these in sideways, these angle pieces. Boy, you can really tell we're snotting all that up because everything now is getting interlocked here. I've been pretty pleased with Lego City cars and stuff. They don't really fall apart like the Friends cars, but City's getting to be more robust. It's just their buildings are not that good. But for vehicle-wise, you know, I'm kind of pretty pleased with it. Yeah, the stomach is sure growling. I'm hoping tonight to get this set filmed. I got another one I want to work on, so I think I'm going to try to do this all in one sitting. Don't worry, I'm keeping myself hydrated. Alright, so... okay, let's hold it like that. I think there's 2 of these that are mirrored, so I'm just going to mirror them. I'm in a rush! I want to get back to drawing more anime figures. Yeah, I mean, on my Discord, I've been drawing them and kind of sharing what I've done. That's really amateurish compared to some people. Like, I'll see some of these guys' art, and I'm thinking, I wish I could do that. But no, it's like Lego sometimes. How do you do this if I can draw, but I can't do Lego? Well, it's the same thing. I mean, a lot of this stuff I learned in college for drawing, and a lot of it I did not forget. So step 45 and 46 are mirrors. So yeah, I survived the college stuff. You know, if that that drawing teacher was not that good, she was not really a happy person, but I remembered a lot of stuff from her class. Alright, and then these go here, and this will wrap up bag number 2. Yeah, so far we're filling, it looks like this is more the lower body, but now it's starting to really take shape, and we have a bunch of little stuff here remaining. So if you got stuff like this, you're doing good so far. Okay, we're going to wrap up with bag 3 here, and I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being contributors. It's always a big help because you get access to the goods and it inspires me to do more things. Hopefully one day I cannot have to do all the review offers anymore. And in addition to that, I want to thank everyone for taking the time to check out my Rebrickable profile and downloading building guides. It's always a big help. Just like the anime drawers, that's my commission stuff, you know. So writing up those building guides were hard. And then in addition to that, if you managed to stick with me this long here, I really appreciate it. So thank you for subscribing, leaving a comment, all that good stuff, you know. So yeah. That's always a big help. This looks like we're doing some side steps for the truck. And yeah, we got to make 2 of these. And these pieces do come in handy. Boy, this just feels so high-end. I don't feel like I'm getting cheated out of a build today. And I wasn't in the mood to film this one, but now I'm kind of glad I'm getting into it. Yeah, so if you're like me and you're like, I don't know if this set was going to be any good or not. If it's keeping my interest, I'm sure it's going to keep your interest unless you're just not into city builds. So, yeah. So yeah, speaking of that though, about the shout outs for like the scrolly thing on the screen here, I was thinking about just naming off names for the newest people who have or who joined. And then I was thinking, well, how often would I be able to know who's on right now? I could pull it up, but then again, it would just be a lot of work because I may not get to this for a few days, and you know. So I was kind of thinking of a way to just do that, but it's not going to be easy to do. This is like the fuel tanks and the steps. Yeah, not too bad, huh? Survived that part. And then now we got to put the skirting on the side. We got to make 2 of these. That tells me there's probably one on the other side too. So I think we're going to do these both right now. Yeah, the only downside to this set, other than just a little bit of the flaky quality, is there's no brick separator with this build. I know some people say, you know, Jay, you shouldn't worry about the brick separator. Well, you know, some, including myself, it is a big help. Alright, so we got a bunch of these here. So I'm just going to build all these now and kind of get them out of the way here. Except I'm putting the parts on the wrong way. Whoopsie! But yeah, put these on now here. As long as the studs are on at the bottom and there's a red tile that goes down there. The skirt. Yeah, I gotta go to that miserable DMV. That just does not sound fun, but hey, well, we got that in black. It gives me content for story time, right? I'll have a little bit of fun with that. Maybe the lady will be extra rude and I can whip out the phone and we can... Whoa, where are you going? We can watch it together. No, I don't know, but it's just, you know... There we go. Got the lower body done there. Now it's telling me to rotate it, do that side, and that's where we're at there. Yeah, so... I'm going to survive this week. I am going to nail out that thing. I'm getting my stuff from my Real ID. Try to get that going. Means I can get on airplanes, even though I've never been on an airplane. Means I can go to those Lego shows, huh? Okay. Okay, it's even with these plates here. Yeah, this set's not that bad, really. When I looked at the box, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, I'm not in the mood to do this. This one just doesn't look all that exciting. Well, now I'm kind of glad I did it because this one's not that bad. At least, unlike the other reviewers, I'm not sugarcoating these, right? I don't know what... I look at a box thinking, oh, this is not going to be a fun set to put together, and I'm just like snubbing my nose at it. But then I have to open up the set and see how well the build goes. All right? And stuff like this. I don't know how good it's going to be. I really don't. You know, I have no clue. Well, now, building this set, it's not that bad. I'm actually enjoying it. So, good job, Lego. At least I'm not miserable through it. Not like those educational sets, those Lego education sets. I did one of those, and so far I've done 2 of them, and they're boring. They're okay. They're just... I don't think those are going to be all that a big hit with everybody. Okay. This piece, I assume, goes over here. Yeah, so it's just a preference, though. Would I ever recommend those educational sets? I'm going to be honest, not really. They're not that fun. I haven't done the other sets yet, and they're getting big. I haven't started the main Pokemon sets yet, because right now I'm just trying to ripple through other set builds right now. I'm on a backlog right now. At least Lego has patience with people like me. And hearing somebody yell, but more focused on that. I don't know what I was saying. I get distracted so easily. Yeah, but anyways, though, I don't judge sets until I actually start building them, like this one, for example. And, you know, it's just a really fun set to put together so far. It's just, you know, I'm not bored with it. Okay, now it looks like I'm turning my attention to the engine of this thing, and it's like a small block than anything else. And after that, we stick the roller blades. Oh, wait a minute, I did that wrong. Well, at least I can pull that off easily. Jay, you don't get a lot of quiet time, do you? Not anymore. Not anymore. I don't know what's going on. Somebody's probably arguing at the TV on the news. Yeah, I don't. And yeah, I'm still. It's still hard for me to get into anime, but I'm actually enjoying it. I've been binge watching ReZero. That one's kind of interesting. The romantic parts I can probably live without, but other than that, though, it's got a good storyline and it's something different. Oh, wait a minute. There's only roller skates on one side. Hold on, I made a mistake. Okay, right here. And on this side is a radiator. Well, that's kind of a puny engine, huh? Yeah, I mean, and it sits in here. That's something you'd put like in your riding lawnmower, huh? Would not work good at all here. Alright, let's see here. And then we got to put on some more plates. I wish Lego would put a highlight in this book. Oh yeah, they do have it. Stupid astigmatism ruined it. Okay. Hey, that's the beauty about having vision impairments. It puts building this stuff in hardcore mode. But this plate here is a very good handy plate to have. Somebody's vacuuming my floors. And yeah. Because after this installment here, I'm going to take a breather. But I mean, it's not a bad little set for what it is, though. It feels very robust. It doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like this is just something that Lego just produced real quick. I mean, this is built very well. It's built very well. I'm going to say so far the score on this set right now, and I'm just going to be honest with you, is a 9.5. All right, I'm not going to go any lower than that right now. It's a 9.5. I haven't experienced any breakage, which is really good, except for the race car part. But it's obviously not a collaborative build. It's kind of not balanced. Two people can build it, but it's more or less just you know, that kind of thing, just to sit back and enjoy it. I'm just praying, please don't knock on my door and ask me to do something right now. Okay. Okay, now we're doing this. Somebody's using the wand, huh? I thought I was the only one that used the wand around the baseboards. And yes, even as a dude like myself, I do like going around the baseboards because I don't like that dust cluttering up in the corners. This could be the controls for it too. I think that hopefully that'll straighten out when we get something on the bottom of it there. Yep, that's exactly where it goes. It goes right here. So this tile here will actually straighten out right there. Okay. Okay, well that takes care of that thing. I don't know what this is, but we're getting to it. I do need one of these for a build that I'm working on. So if there's a spare one, I'm going to hang on to it, which I think that's it there. Jay, you're going to part this one out? Yeah, I'll probably will. You know, I can't keep these sets together forever, folks. I don't have unlimited space, so I can't just do that. Oh, we got a fire extinguisher for those fires. For the hot dog fires. The fire extinguisher is about the size of a barrel. Alright. Yeah, I mean, the parts in this set are just a little bit of everything. You're getting small, medium, large. I don't feel like I'm being robbed out of any part of the build. Oh, and for those who say, well, Jay, you're always negative on reviews. Is this happy enough for you? Some are used to the bubbly personality of YouTubers. Oh boy, this is the most exciting set in the whole wide world. And you know in the back of their mind going, yeah, right, I'm just being paid to say that. Here I'm not doing that. I'm giving you the full flavor. But I mean, I'm really honestly telling you, I'm enjoying this build. So it's not like I'm just dreading this one here. I was dreading it when I first got it out of the stash, but now putting it together, I don't feel like it's all that bad. Remember that Pokemon Center? If that was minifigure scaled, wouldn't be too bad, but that one wasn't, unfortunately. I hope LEGO does do minifigure scaled Pokemon sets, because I hate to think it's going to be the new Super Mario sets where it's just like, it's big figs and a bust, you know. I would not be too happy. But something like this, for the most part, is just, I mean, it's turning out really good. It's got some weight to it now. And this goes right here. Yeah, that's where it goes. I'm making sure I don't want to mess up. And then this goes here. Well, we're getting somewhere, but I think that's it. Now, I got to do a thumbnail and stuff too. And this is what we have remaining here for bag 3. Summation of thoughts. Well, obviously we can set 2 minifigures side by side. I think it has side doors for these too. And that's the back for the bed. And it just feels strong. That feels really good. So let's kind of get everything set up here for thumbnail use, because I got to take a thumbnail, because that's part of the gig here, right? Okay, got to have a thumbnail, because it just, you know, Mr. Skin Fade's ready to go here. What am I saying? I even got that. Well, he goes over here, the race car. We'll put him there. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to fix me a light something to eat here. But, in the next installment, we're going to do bags 4 and 5. There's no sticker sheets. I don't have a bookmark. I got to do that. But I'm pretty pleased with the build quality so far. It's just, I'd say it's above average. I'm not going to be hardcore on 2 pieces. Scale for minifigures. It does come with, it looks like, accessories. But for the most part, you know, you can take out the accessories and stuff. But I think so far we're going to do pretty good on this. And it's not dry. It's not like what I thought would be on the box. But tell me what you think so far.